Rajasimha asked his brothers. Did you see what kind of apple tree it is? That's why I told you that apples won't satisfy our hunger. Then the three of them got back on their horses and continued their journey. They rode for a long time. They were tired and rested. When they looked around, they saw a soft-colored carpet spread on the grass and a silk pillow on it. When they saw it, they said to Rajasimha, "Let's lie down on it for a while and take rest." Rajasimha told them, "Brothers, don't think that this carpet is soft." The two elder brothers were angry and shouted at Rajasimha, "You are constantly teaching us like this." They scolded Rajasimha for saying, "You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't forbid us from doing that." But Rajasimha didn't answer. Without speaking, he took off his loincloth and threw it on the carpet. The cloth immediately caught fire and burned to ashes. He then said to brothers that the same fate must have happened to you too. Then he went and cut the carpet and the pillows with his sword. He tore them into small pieces and threw them away. Brothers, you must not be angry with me, because the apple tree and the carpet are not as ordinary as they appeared to our eyes. The wives of the three demons tried to kill us, but they themselves perished. The two brothers were amazed and continued their journey. They continued on a long journey, but suddenly the sky darkened. The wind howled, the ground shook, and they saw a big boar chasing them and running away. It opened its mouth and tried to swallow Rajasimha and his brothers. But the three brothers immediately picked up 3 big stones that were lying on the ground and put them in its mouth. The boar was very happy. It thought that it had swallowed Rajasimha and his 2 brothers with its mouth. It stopped running and started to bite its mouth slowly and eat. But when it realized that it was a stone, it started chasing them again. Seeing this, Rajasimha told his 2 brothers to run in different directions. One brother ran to the right and the other to the left. Rajasimha ran straight ahead. The wild boar he was chasing suddenly stopped. It did not know which one to chase first. It stood there hesitating and turned its nose this way and that. Meanwhile, Rajasimha ran and lifted the boar up and threw it to the ground with all his strength. The boar died. They traveled a little further and reached the big tree. At the top of the tree, that had grown very tall, and on top was the box. They wondered how to get it. But strangely enough, a bear came running from somewhere and grabbed the tree by the roots. The tree split in 2. The frog princess Ezilarasi got free from it. The box also fell from above and broke. A rabbit jumped out of the box and ran away. But then another rabbit came there and chased it away and fought with it and threw it away. A pigeon inside the rabbit came out and flew high into the sky. But before it could open its eyes, another wild pigeon attacked it. With the speed of its attack, this pigeon dropped its egg. The egg fell into the river. The 3 brothers were stunned. Rajasimha wondered how to find the egg in the river. Then, Fish brought the egg that they had saved with his mouth and swam to the shore and gave it to Rajasimha. Rajasimha took the egg and broke it. He broke the ends of the 3 needles and threw it into the river. They also rescued the frog princess, Ezilarasi. Since then, no demons or wild animals have been seen in that area. The people were very happy. The people of the country welcomed Rajasimha and expressed their happiness. Celebrations, dancing, and singing were seen everywhere. They decided to make Rajasimha as the king of their country. The stone mansion and the pig demon. Seeing Rajasimha leaving in a hurry to find his waist belt, his brothers said, "Rajasimha, why you are leaving in a hurry as if it were a big deal? If we go to the city, you can buy a new one there." No, I want my old one," Rajasimha said. Rajasimha came to the riverbank alone. He was not looking for his waist belt there. He went across the bridge to the opposite bank and went to the demon's stone mansion without being seen by anyone. He quietly approached an open window, hid under it, and began to listen carefully. Rajasimha wanted to know if the people inside were planning something. When he looked inside, he saw that the 3 wives of the demons and their mother, the old demon, were sitting there. They were sitting inside and talking. The wife of the three-headed demon said that when they arrived, the Prince Rajasimha, who killed my husband, should be killed before he and his brothers return to their country. I will run away and make them unable to bear the heat of the day. I will turn myself into a well and wait. They will come to my well to drink water without being thirsty. They will die after drinking one mouthful. Then old demon said, "You have said it well. That is what you should do to them." Next, the wife of the six-headed demon said, "I make them very hungry and run ahead of them. Turn me into an apple tree and stand in their way. Everyone will want to eat the apple, but they will die after taking one bite." Again, the old demon agreed that, "You have said it well. That is what you should do too." Now the wife of 10-headed demon said, "I will cast a spell to make them sleepy. I will run ahead of them and appear on the path as a soft carpet with silk pillows. The three brothers will want to lie down on the carpet and sleep, but they will burn to ashes," said the wife of the 10-headed demon. The old demon said, "You said it right. If you three fail to kill them, I will turn into a big pig and chase them away and drown them." But even then, the old demon saw that the faces of the three daughters-in-law were worried and asked what was the matter. "What is the merit of doing all these things?" They all said in unison that our husbands are not going to come back to life. The old demon immediately said, "Don't be sad. On the other side of this forest, there is a tall tree. It is not an ordinary tree. It was created by my children with magic. At the top of it is a box. In the box is a rabbit. In the rabbit's belly is a dove. In the dove's belly is an egg. In that egg are 3 needles. At the tip of those 3 needles is half the life of my 3 children. If you bring them and recite the spells, if you sacrifice the frog princess who are imprisoned in the trunk of that tree, they will come back to life." The old demon said. The other 3 demons were very happy. Prince Rajasimha, who was listening to them, hurried back to his brothers. When the brothers saw him, they asked him if he had found his belt. "Yes," Rajasimha replied. "Why did you spend so much time going there for this? Is it necessary?" they asked. "It was very necessary," said Rajasimha. Rajasimha didn't tell them what he heard in the demon's house. He only said that the Ejjalarasi was imprisoned inside the tree and said that we should leave immediately. Then the 3 brothers prepared for the journey and set off towards the other end of the forest. It was a very long and dense forest. They rode through forest clearings and grassy areas. Suddenly, the heat could not be tolerated. Their throats were dry and their tongues were parched. They thought that they must die of starvation without drinking some water. When they looked around, they saw that there was a well there. A silver bucket was floating in it with a rope. The 2 elder brothers said, "Rajasimha, come down here and let us drink water, and water the horses also and go. Who knows it?" Rajasimha said that the water of this well would be poisonous. He jumped off his horse and threw his sword and slashed the well. Immediately, a terrible screams arose from the well. Suddenly, a mist appeared and the heat subsided. The 3 brothers were not thirsty now. The well turned into a demon and collapsed. "That is why I told you that we should be very careful in the new place," Rajasimha said. He advised his brothers to be careful from now on. They mounted their horses again and continued their journey. They went a little distance. They saw an apple tree full of large, beautiful red apples. On seeing it, the 2 elder brothers, who were hungry, jumped off their horses and ran to pick the fruits. But Rajasimha overtook them and threw his sword and cut the apple tree down by the roots. Knowing this, the king of the country wanted to kill Rajasimha by treachery. Therefore, he invited Rajasimha and his brothers as his guests. But Rajasimha's brothers, because it had been many days since they had left the country, said that their father would be sad, and so they would take their leave, and that Rajasimha and his wife Ejjalarasi would stay here for a while and left. Rajasimha and Ejjalarasi reached the king's palace. Rajasimha was amazed by the beauty of the palace. The reception was given to both Rajasimha and his wife. Ministers and royal dignitaries participated. The king presented beautiful gifts to both of them, but Princess Ejjalarasi did not like any of these. The king's gaze gave her fear and anxiety. She thought about leaving that country as soon as possible. But Rajasimha's thoughts were the opposite of that. He was infatuated with the king in flattering praises. Therefore, despite much insistence, he refused to leave there quickly. Therefore, Ezilarasi also, without further urging him, left him. The king of the country, who was fascinated by Ezilarasi's beauty, decided to make her his queen, but he afraid of Rajasimha. Because Rajasimha was a great warrior who conquered even the demons. So the next day he immediately called his ministers and advisors, gave them the best food and drinks, and then addressed them. "My ministers, my advisors, I value you more than my life. You must give me some advice," he asked them. "O king, we are obliged to give you proper advice," they replied. "The wife of Rajasimha, who is staying as our guest, is the most beautiful woman I have ever heard of or seen. There is no beauty equal to hers anywhere. She is more beautiful than other women, but she is the wife of an ordinary princess." He asked, "What is the way to make her mine? Advise me." Hearing this, the ministers and advisors were shocked, but knowing the king's character, they began to advise. They consulted and said that they could kill the prince and marry her. Otherwise, one person said that they could secretly bring her and keep her in the palace without anyone knowing. Thus, after everyone gave their own suggestions, the chief advisor began to speak, silencing everyone. "All the ideas mentioned so far are unwise. If we kill the prince, whom the people of our country worshipped as a god, the people may revolt. We cannot secretly abduct her either. Sooner or later, the people will find out. People will rise up in anger. So in such circumstances, we must use a trick," he said. "Then what is your advice?" asked the king. He heard that in the country of Vijayapuri, on the banks of the river, there was a female tiger and her cubs. They say that this tiger is more ferocious than all the animals in the world. You must ask this prince to bring back some milk from this tiger. The prince will not return. The tiger will kill him. Then his wife can be made yours," he said. The king, his ministers and advisors supported this tactic proposed by the chief advisor. They praised him greatly, saying it was a very clever plan. The king immediately implemented the plan suggested by the chief advisor. Pretending to be seriously ill, he sent for Prince Rajasimha to come to the palace. When the prince arrived, the king said in a low voice, "Friend, come. I apologize for not being able to get up and welcome you." "So what, friend?" When the prince arrived, the king said in a low voice, "Friend, come. I apologize for not being able to get up and welcome you." "So what, friend? What happened to you?" asked Rajasimha with genuine affection and sorrow. "I suddenly fell ill and suffering. The palace doctor says that this disease is very cruel and dangerous. The only remedy for this disease is available only in the country of Vijayapuri. There, on the bank of a wide river, a female tiger is living with her cubs. The doctor says that if I want to recover and get up, the milk of this tiger is the medicine for it. I don't know what I am going to do. Who is going to bring it to me?" The king, saying that I should die with this, he groaned even louder than before and acted as if he could not bear the pain. Immediately, Rajasimha, without a moment's thought, said, "My friend, why are you worried about this? Wouldn't I even do this for you? Don't be sad. I will make arrangements for that right now," he said, and went towards the guest palace. We will see about Rajasimha's journey to Vijayapuri in the next story.